Ladies and gentlemen and friends and lovers of liberty, I say to you, welcome, 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 dear friends. Welcome, all of you, my dear and beloved patriots. I mean this. Welcome, welcome indeed to that of this thing of ours. I'm going to ask you tonight to try to do something which I think you can do, and I'm sure you can do, and I ask that you do this, and it's kind of fun. I want you to handle many topics simultaneously, and I want you to pretend that you've never, ever, ever handled a case like this involving the real goings on of criminal law, intrigue, potential assassinations, and the like. Clear your mind as though you've never heard of this, you've never done this, you've never been a part of this, okay? Clear your mind. First, I want to be unequivocally clear to you and to everyone else. I believe, I will say I know as far as I can possibly know, that this Tyler Robinson is the sole person involved. That's it. Now, whether people helped, assisted, we'll get to that later. Whether it was Israel, could be, but there is no evidence of such. But I don't have any doubt that he is the guy. Did he pull the trigger? I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that, yeah. And we'll find out why. There's a lot of stuff going on today, a lot of things that were said. When he says, it was me, he said to his fortune, what an idiot. It was me. They're talking online. It's like, what are you doing? Thank God they're this stupid. How stupid can you be? Why are you talking to each other? Why in the name of God are you talking to each other on Discord? Do you understand what you've done? Thank God they're so fucking stupid. They're stupid. Really? The whole thing. What did you do this for? Why? Because you're gay, you're some incel, maybe some freak, and you're in love with a dude who's a fuzzy who likes to dress up like a wombat because you're gay and you've got a hard time with that. So you're trying to get off of that. Like, well, it's not really it's a transition woman. Stop it. It's a guy. It's a dude. It's a feller. We're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about the FBI and how Dan Bongino all of a sudden he's going to get his. He's telling everybody, here's what we're doing. Here are our suspects. Why are you telling anybody anything? Let these people keep talking. Let them have their holy shit moment back and forth. Don't tell them that they've been identified. Why are you doing this? Why are you telling? Why are you doing this? Tell me, please, I beg you. Danny, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why can't people keep their mouths shut today? It's the same reason people take care of every little thing. Every little thing in the world. But let me also tell you something which is the most important. Which is the most important. Critical. We've got to make sure that we go back and focus all of our attention on tapping into these people and these young folks. Now, before we begin, I'm going to tell you something, my friends. And Alex was talking about this. Alex Jones, he's back tomorrow from wherever the hell he's, whatever secret plans he's doing. I don't know what it is, but it's big. My friends, he is talking about civil war, a series of false flags, God knows what, civil wars, not Antietam and Gettysburg and Shoal Creek, but modern day. There is an anger, and there is a race war that is brewing. Oh my God. Look at this. Spend some time on YouTube. There are people, folks, that I don't know where they're from, but there's a new breed of, shall we say, citizen. The bonnet wearing folks who can just absolutely go 24/7, fluent in gibberish, screaming about God knows what. False flags, blackouts, EMPs, riots. It's not tomorrow's nightmare. It's today's reality. Wake up. It's going to happen. Something bad. The systems that you trusted are cracking. Can you go 1 week without food? Don't give me this stuff about, hey, we got some potato chips. No, 1 week without food. Can you do that? And you'll learn fast. Cash, cards, Bitcoin, even gold and diamonds won't help your family. Not when survival is the issue. Survival is in theory. It's primal. It's primordial. It's instinctual. Food, water, energy, ammo. That's why My Patriot Supplies 3-month food kit matters. Over 2,000 calories a day, 22 meal varieties, shelf life up to 25 years. And right now you get 4 weeks free, a $247 bonus. The world has changed. You know it, I know it, we all know it. And hunger is the oldest weapon of control. Don't wait for disaster to prove it. Listen to me. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's survival. Click the link in the description for our special deal. Preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Secure your food, secure your family, secure your future. Preparewithlionel.com. Now, are you ready for this one? Are you ready? Are you really ready for the good stuff, my friends? Because a lot has happened today, and I hope you're able to handle a lot of moving parts at the same time. When I tell you that I've got problems or concerns about the prosecution, it is in no way to be suggested that I either like this guy, Teresa Skinner, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Teresa. That I like this guy, that I'm pulling for this guy, that I'm defending this guy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He did it. He did it. He did it. Okay? He did it. Any other questions? He did it. Anybody got any questions? He did it. 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 You got it? He did it. MREs. You haven't heard a word I said, have you, Johnny? You haven't heard a word? MREs? Nice knowing you, pal. Nice knowing you. Now let's go back to the phones and back to the fun and back to reality, okay? As everybody, USS Liberty, say it, come on. You're sliding, my friends. Listen to me and listen carefully as to what's going on. This is something that makes the most sense of them all, okay? I want you to listen carefully to what I'm saying. Very carefully, okay? Something is very, very strange here. Very, very frightening. Very, very weird. Very, very odd. Very, 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 very dangerous and frightening. Because America, I want you to listen very carefully. And all my friends and all my family members here in the nation, I want you to listen especially well. I want you to listen very carefully because what I'm about to say, what I'm about to tell you, what I'm about to impart upon you, cuts through the noise, through the BS, through the nonsense. The media spin, the political circus, all this stuff. Remember the no spin zone? It was all spin. It was a dervish. In any event, the FBI now says it is probing a so-called extended network that may have helped Tyler Robinson. An extended network. Anybody here surprised by that? What is extended? I don't know. Why are you telling people this? Why? Just arrest them. Tell us later. Tell us later. We've got to focus on this new movement. We have to get them signed up and registered. Tyler Robinson, this, hey, look who it is, Brad Opland. Where have you been, stranger? The silence after Kirk's assassination is deafening. Don't let their cold indifference infect you. Anger can't fix them, but self-mastery can. The silence, well, they may be silent, but we're not. No way, Jose. Good to see you, Brado. Now, this 22-year-old turd, the assassin of Charlie Kirk, the media have reported that Robinson allegedly confessed online before his arrest. And some of these folks have dug into the undeniable transgender links in this history. But let me ask you, why now? Why is the FBI suddenly so eager to peel back the layers of one young man's life, while for years it refused to touch Antifa, BLM, the countless radical groups that burned cities, that looted businesses, that destroyed our hope, that terrorized American citizens? Now let me ask you a question. It seems to be, maybe I first say to you, unless you see these actual police reports or whatever they say, don't believe anything. Unless you see what it was he said. Hey guys, got to tell you, it's me. Thanks for all your love and support. Schmuck, why are you implicating these people? These people should hate you. You've got to make sure you tell them he was the one. He was the one who turned you in. You're talking about this. You're in on this. You're a part of the big. You might be fuzzies and 22-year-old. You don't know the world of shit you have just engaged in. Thanks to him. Thanks to you. What is the matter with you? Where was this energy when entire police precincts were set on fire? Where was this urgency when conservative justices were threatened outside their own homes? Look, I'm glad they're doing it. But where was it? Where was this focus when mobs shut down our cities? They told us then it was mostly peaceful. Now with Charlie Kirk's blood still fresh on our minds, suddenly the FBI and the DOJ wanted to play heroes, flashing badges and talking about networks, issuing press leaks like they're starring in a Netflix crime series. Now let me be clear. Tyler Robinson is guilty. I believe the evidence will show that. But I also know how Washington works. I know how corrupt bureaucracies operate. And I know when they were about to overplay their hand. Because here's the danger. When the government gets sloppy, when the DOJ and FBI parade information too soon, when they leak what evidence they have, they risk destroying the case. They risk tainting the jury pool, refusing and confusing the narrative. And also, yes, even giving defense attorneys the ammo they need to shred the case in court. And worst of all, Tyler Robinson, if Tyler were to Epstein himself or be Epstein in custody, which is really what it is. And don't tell me that can't happen. Don't tell me lightning can't strike the same prison system twice. If that happens, then everything collapses. There's no trial. There's no conviction. There's no justice in a courtroom. Instead, there's only speculation and conspiracy and chaos, and the left will point and laugh, and the right will rage and grieve, and the media will feast on the frenzy. Don't think for a moment. Now, I know some of you out there love conspiracy things. You love this stuff. So do I. They're fun. They're intriguing. They keep us questioning. But instead, understand this. If Robinson somehow dies before a trial, it plays right into the narrative of the cover-up. And it fuels the darkest suspicions, and it denies us the one thing we need most, clarity. We got to bring this thing down. We got to bring these folks down. We've got to bring the channels and the warrens and the tunnels and the subterranean little interstitial connectivities of this. We have to do it because without a trial, we never get the cross-examination. So he's not going to take the stand. The discovery, the sworn testimony, the evidence under oath. We never get additional derivative trials in life. Without a trial, we're left with headlines and hashtags, and that's okay. But here's the good news. If that tragedy were to happen, if Robinson is gone tomorrow, if this case evaporates, then we can finally stop obsessing over one shooter and refocus our attention on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is not Tyler Robinson. The bigger picture is Charlie Kirk's legacy, his movement, and the millions of Americans, especially young Christians and Republicans, who were fired up like never before. This is not just about solving a crime. This is about saving a republic. This is about rebuilding the Republican Party from the ashes of complacency and corruption and cowardice. This is about recognizing that the constitutional republic of our founders, what they gave us, is on life support. And unless we act now, it will be buried next to the memory of men like Charlie Kirk. Charlie wasn't just another speaker. He was a force. He built Turning Point USA into a machine that reached young Americans in ways no Republican had in decades. He was bigger than Joe Rogan. He was bigger than anybody. How do you know? If Joe Rogan, God forbid, were tragically tomorrow, I don't think anybody, people would not be running out and joining MMA or going, I'm not trying to joke about it, but there would be no reaction. Charlie created chapters, trained activists, ignited campuses that had been abandoned to leftist indoctrination, and his death was meant to silence him. But here's the thing. That didn't happen. What has happened instead? Enrollment in TPUSA is exploding. Thousands of new members, new chapters springing up across the country. Young Christians, homeschoolers, Republicans who never thought they had a voice are now, for some reason, shouting from the rooftops. The left poked the bear. They woke the sleeping giant. They thought they could kill a man and kill a movement. Instead, they created a martyr. He did. And martyrs move mountains. We must channel this. We must be mature enough to set aside endless speculation and conspiracy chatter, at least for now, and focus on the mission. The mission is winning the midterms. The mission is building towards 2028. The mission is ensuring that Charlie Kirk's blood was not spilled in vain, that his life's work lives on through us. And here's the most, you got to ask yourself this question. What would Charlie want? What would Charlie do? What would he want us fixated on? Discord chats, blurry surveillance photos, family hearsay, or alleged confession? I don't know. Or would he want us building, recruiting, motivating, turning grief into votes, turning anger into organization? And let me tell you something. How much do you want to bet at some point that Erica meets with Tyler Robinson? How much you want to bet? Anybody? Anybody? Bet on it. Bet on it. 100%. Watch. She is going to say, I don't want the death penalty. Charlie would have wanted this way. Oh my God. She will be a saint. A saint. The canonization of the life, you cannot, I will bet anything. We are staring at an historic opportunity. For the first time in decades, young people are energized on the right. For the first time in years. Name any other time. Name. For the first time in years, Christians are mobilized. For the first time in a generation, ordinary Republicans are awake to the reality that the system is cracking, that it is falling apart. You see what's happening right now? This is not the time to retreat into conspiracy forums, and this is the time to march forward. See, the DOJ and the FBI want you distracted. They want you talking endlessly about Robinson's supposed network and about whether he said this or this or that online. I don't know. They want you debating the details so you miss the forest for the trees. But here's the truth. It doesn't matter if Robinson acted alone or with 20 helpers. What matters is that Charlie Kirk is gone. And America needs a successor, a movement. They're not going to do anything. The DOJ is full of shit. The FBI, they're not doing anything. You know it and I know it. Stop pretending this. Stop thinking that something's going to happen with it. Stop it. This is bigger than one man. This is about power. This is about direction. This is about destiny. And this is about whether the Republican Party is going to cower and compromise or whether it will rise and lead. This is about young people who are going to go back to sleep or whether they will take the mantle and carry it out to every church and every school and every community in this country. And now they're talking about whether Nick Fuentes or Ben Shapiro to take over. You get no. The left loves to mock the idea of a sleeping giant. They think it's a myth. They think that America is too tired and too divided and too cynical. But I've seen the numbers. I've seen the rallies. I've seen the anger and the tears. I've seen it all the time. And I've seen the hope. And the giant is awake and the bear is roaring and there is no pulling it back. There's no putting it back to sleep. It doesn't happen. So let me remind you something. Tyler Robinson is not the story. He's a footnote. The FBI is not the solution. Believe me. It is a distraction. The real story is what we do now. Do we wallow in conspiracy? You'd love that, wouldn't you? You'd love that. You'd love that. You love this. Is there a trans conspiracy? What if there is? What are you going to do? Shut it down? No. Is there a what? What are you talking about? What? Do we wallow in this stuff? Or do we rise to purpose? What are we about? I just see people say, I really don't want to get onto it. I just want to talk about this. Do we let the DOJ write the narrative? I hope not. Or do we write our own? See, I say we write the narrative. I say we honor Charlie by building an army of voters, of activists, of patriots. We want the permanent class. We will undo the Biden world. I say we turn this tragedy into triumph. I say we take this fire that we have into the midterm. And frankly, I don't give a shit about whether there's some goofballs he talked to on Discord. Come on. Do you really, seriously, do you really honestly think, do you really care? Do you really think this is a big deal? Seriously? Seriously? Do you really want to focus on long trials? So if something happens where he's Epstein, hey, I won't be complaining. I'm not saying I'm hoping it happens. I'm just saying that there's a lot of good because America can't function on two different things simultaneously. It doesn't know how to do that. It doesn't know how to do this. It doesn't know how to do this. Look at this. Lionel is out of touch. Okay? I don't know what that means because luckily for you, the information that you see is it's in little glyphs and little orts and morsels and little quanta. I don't know what that means. So whatever. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I am tired sometimes. I love my fellow, conspiracy folks, but I just always say, no. You want to talk about trans? You want talk about something I can deal with. Antifa. You didn't want to talk about that. Black Lives Matter. I think one of the big shots just was indicted. No, you want to go after trans networks? What does that mean? What are you going to do? Shut down? No. Trans networks, 90% are just trans. They're walking around with furry hats or whatever the hell they do, and that's it. It's a waste of time. Eric Barlow says, the Constitution gives us a revolution every 2 years. Let's use it and vote. A partial revolution. But see, Eric, we're not going to do this because most people want to sit around and talk about, Did Charlie get a word from BB? Was he worried? Did he? What are you talking about? Talk about this later. Not now. Oh, I don't know. I want to talk about this now. Do you think maybe it was a liberty? Do you think maybe there was a trans network? Could it be a globalist Soros cabal? Could it be? America has shit for brains when it comes to politics. Politics is like, forget it. Nothing. There's certain things that our group in particular doesn't know. Politics, AI, UFOs. It never lands. It's like, you don't see it. You don't understand it. It doesn't, it's like what's that taste that sometimes some people can taste it on their tongue, some can't. Dan Bongino wants to be a star. Dan Bongino blew it when he decided to yell at Pam Bondi. Dan Bongino is a little boy who wants to be a big cop, and Hexit is the same. They're little boys. And Cash, poor kid, Cash pushed around his whole life. He wants to be cool. It's like Eric Adams. When Eric Adams came into office, he wanted to be cool, and they took him to Rayo's. Well, they're not. I'm going to say something to you. They're not men. They're boys. They look big. I mean, they may work out or whatever, but they're little boys. They are little boy, and there's little girls too, who want nothing but the glory. They're glorified podcasters. The real professionals are people you don't hear of. They don't go online. They don't. Their goal is not to go on Fox News or to have a Fox gig or a cable gig or anything after the fact. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. I am from another planet. These people don't impress me. I don't care about stars. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't understand it. And then I'm getting this a lot from people. I'm so upset. I don't know what to do. I stayed in bed today. Oh, shut up. We're not getting anywhere. These are crazy times. Do you know what people during the civil rights movement went through? When time after time they were rejected, they were just treated like garbage. They didn't give up. They had the entire system working against them. Oh, yeah, there were some very serious, really, really serious warriors and tough people. They really were something. I mean, they really were something. And most people don't do anything. It was great to see candlelight vigils. It was so beautiful to see people off their ass and doing something. Young people. I don't care about what he said to his father or Discord. Did they wrap the towel in a cloth? Is his DNA on the towel, or was it a 30-06? Was it sighted or not? Did he break it? How did they break down the gun? Was there a man standing behind him who was giving signals? He gave him something. Was it a service medal, or was it some type of a device? Was he giving warnings and code like semaphore to shoot? Did they time the shooting at the particular time after they talked about transgender violence? Was that it? Was that actually Charlie's? Were those his hands? Oh, please. What is going on? There are some people who say, I'll tell you the stuff that matters. I'll tell you the conspiracy. The conspiracy is, why isn't there a Republican Party that wants to win? Why? Why? Who runs the Republican Party? Who? I don't know. Why are they sitting down with her immediately and saying, listen, I hate to be so crass, Erica, but we have to do something now. This is what Charlie would want. She'd say, absolutely. And you know she's going to meet at some point with Tyler and neutralize him. She's going to neutralize him. That's what's going on. That's going to be the most fascinating thing of them all. It's beyond fascinating. The chance for negotiating this is just, it's perfect. But nobody's really talking about that. You see, because everybody deep down inside, they're into this whole thing about, hey, let's talk about these tranny freaks. And I do like the fact, I must tell you, I do like the fact that they're tracking down all of these miserable people, all of these horrible people online, and they're making them pay through their jobs. Oh, I particularly like that. And the reason why is because they did that to us during COVID. See, if you ever, remember, if you dared to say anything online about COVID in support of either hydroxychloroquine or whatever it was, you, by the way, were basically told, F you, and they demanded that you be fired or whatever it was. And they laughed. You're trying to kill me. Remember these people? Remember that? You're trying to kill me. Trying to kill you? What are you talking about? Now, they're feeling it. And paybacks are great. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. It is wonderful to see these reactions. I mean it. I mean it like you cannot believe. I'm so glad. So glad. But the thing which is the most important is the case against Tyler ain't a slam dunk. I know nobody wants to see it, but I don't like what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of stuff, I want to read, say, let me see this, let me see what these Discord people say. Let me see this. Let me talk to them. What if they say, listen, we never knew he'd do that. In no way did we ever say, I don't care what that one line supposedly says, no. We never said that. We never. You don't think so? Don't get wrapped up in this. I don't like this. I'm very skeptical. And the reason why I know this. Erica Kirk will meet with Tyler Robinson. Guaranteed. And it will be one of the most important things anybody's seen. In my lifetime, I've called Diddy, Casey Anthony, OJ, George Zimmerman. Oh, people went crazy when I said that. George Zimmerman, I said, he's going to be found not guilty. What? Not because I want to. I said, think like a lawyer. Nobody knows what that means. I'm looking at the case. Can you prove it? I don't know. Diddy did all that stuff, but the problem was ridiculous. They presented it poorly. It was awful. If you tell this kid, listen, kid, you got nothing to lose here. You got nothing to lose. Forget it. They're not going to give you the death penalty. Let's go for it. You want to tee it up? You want to be a star? Go on, be a star. That's why if he were Epstein, I'm just saying, a lot of our problems would be eliminated. It would be the evaporation, the nullity. That was your big guy. Never heard about him. Oh, well, move on. And all these people. The woman in Englewood or wherever it was in Jersey, she got her job back, I believe. And the doctor resigned or was fired because of us. See, this is another momentum. But instead, you want to talk about, when I say you, I don't mean this crowd here, but I mean the rest of the world. You want to talk about, was it a 30-06? Was it a Mauser? Was it, where did he have did he have the rifle down his leg? Were those signals? I can't believe what I'm saying. Was he afraid of Bibi? You think you're going to get to the bottom of this? You're going to what? Expose Bibi Netanyahu? Come on. Stop it. Seriously. Stop it. Stop wasting our time pretending that you're going to get to the bottom. Well, we're going to find out if there's a trans connection in this. And what about it? Well, I'm just saying there's a trans. And what would you like to do? Ban trans people? No. I'm just saying there's a connection. Okay, there's a connection. Anything else you want? Well, not really. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. What's going to happen? Stop pretending you're going to do something. Stop it. If you're going to do what I told you about Antifa, told you about Black Lives Matter, you didn't lift a finger, which made me think this is all an inside job. This is two sides of the same coin. They're pretending. It's like planned opposition. It's nonsense. But do yourself a favor. Think strategically. Think tactically. What do we do? Where do we go? How do we do? How do we benefit from this? How do we benefit from this? What do we do to win, to take Charlie's death and to commodify it, to change the vector using psychology, memes, theories? How do we get young people? Candlelight vigils. We'll do this for Charlie. What would Charlie do? Instead, we're talking about, you think the trans people have a... Look, I made my point. I made myself very, very clear. Okay? Very, very, very clear. All I'm saying is this. Most people, 90% of the people who you talk to, have no idea what they're talking about. They're children. They don't know anything about politics. They don't know anything about history. They don't know anything about law. They know seed oil. Certain things get them upset. Seed oils and, I don't know, trans people. They go crazy for trans. Okay. I know you know that most trans people are not murderers. 340 million people in this country. Most people are not murderers. Most people don't do this. And they always leave a note. They always say something. There's always something, some point that they want to make. But the bottom line is very, very simply this. And I ask you, my friends, the following. Do you really want there to be some type of change? Do you really, honest to God, do you want things to change? Or do you want business as usual? I want things to change. I want things better. I want to use this. And I don't want to let this opportunity slip by talking about nonsense. We've got to stop being this salacious, like children, like we love the dirty stuff. You know, we love these. Oh, we just love this. We love all this talk and this chatter about, I don't know what. But we just always been like that. Maybe we'll get to it. I don't know if President Trump's doing the best. I do. You know who's very good? And not because of his personality, this Donald Pleasance doppelganger, but is Stephen Miller. When J.D. Vance, they're setting J.D. Vance up big time. He scares the shit out of me because of Palantir and Peter Thiel. But we'll talk about that later. Better this than anything else. We have to go after the notion of progressivism, Democrats. When you hear a lot of these nonsense people who talk and scream, they're not voters. They just love the scrum of hate. Remember, somebody said AI and social media are the devil's printing press. They are MK Ultra and Manchurian candidates that they inspire once they get into the groove of this hate theater, this hate porn, this hate, and I hate them. It's just it's like the drunk who is self-angered. You ever know some people, they're so drunk, they get so angry, they start talking to themselves. And they get. To my friends, I thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for loving Charlie. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. But let's do this. Let us join together to seriously combine forces, combine efforts, and bring about a landslide in the midterms. A landslide in 28. A landslide. Do you hear me? Do I make sense to you? Do I? Do I make sense to you? Do you want to talk about the liberty? Do you want to talk about that again? Bradley Oplin says, convict or convict, pray, remember, Let go. Let God. All right. I like that. It's very interesting. We can talk about the liberty. This crew never lets me down. They're always like, that's all they, it's this singular. Who was it? Somebody the other day? Max Blumenthal. Great guy. But like, do you think, because of Harrison Smith or whatever on Alex's show, do you think that maybe that Charlie got the award from? I was like, oh my God. Dear God. I want to win in 2028. Charlie would want that. Charlie would want that. He was a gentleman. He knew how to handle people. He knew the psychology of intellectual beneficence. Okay? Good. My friends, don't forget, preparewithlionel.com. The link is in the descriptions section. Preparewithlionel.com. Secure your free 4-week emergency food kit, a $247 value. I don't know how to tell you any more about that. I think you know. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. And thank you, my friends. Listen tonight, 1 to 5 a.m. Ooh, it's a barn burner on WABC, 770 WABC. You can get the app. You can go to WABCradio.com and listen and call. Our good friend Sal Angelo called today. Sally Boy called. Toto, he called up. And I think we had another one. Oh, what is her name? Oh, dear, I'm sorry. My head is going crazy. From Oregon. Anyway, she called. It was wonderful. I want to hear from you. I want to put faces, sounds to your voice. You've heard me, but I've never heard you. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Thank you so much for all of this. Thanks for being a part of this. And Brad, thank you so much. And Teresa, thank you. Until later, my friends, remember these final words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.